Be cool, be kind, be classy. The cupcakes so sweet and sexy. Have fun, enjoy the journey. Just have a good attorney. No big whoop, no biggie. She lives in New York City. Not just a YouTube show. When you know, you better grab a straw. Learn about the law. It's cool here in the shade, sipping motions of lemonade. Cool heads will prevail, kindness will never fail. Be classy and vastly wise. Oh, Melanie Little is going live. Oh no, where is Melanie? Follow the island's melody. Is a concert within reach. No surprise, she's at Jones Beach. She heard some music far away. Captain Jack Stack Harbor Bay. He sings and his piano plays. Not all sounds are waterways. Speaking Yiddish and Latin, it's not just for Manhattan. It's for Goethe and Meshegas. Ridiculous that insanus. Oy vey, Marcus. Proset, that's for schmucks. Be cool, be kind, be classy. My cupcakes sweet and sassy. Not just a YouTube show. When you know. Cool heads will prevail. Kindness will never fail. Be classy and vastly wise. Melanie Little is going live.
Hello, my friends again. Hello again to some of you. Look at us. We're going from Long Island to Dedham today. Long Island to Dedham. The Long Island serial killer, Rex Heuermann, accused Long Island serial killer, has been indicted in the 7th murder. Valerie Mack. That broke this morning. We covered the press conference live, and then we did a little review, rewind of the Long Island serial killer case, which is, of course, very close to my heart because I've lived here my entire life, and especially since these body parts started washing up all the way back in the early 90s when I had 2 little children. Those were the beaches that I would take my kids to. So I take that case very personally. Today, this afternoon, we're going to Dedham for a double header of Commonwealth versus Aidan Kearney, aka Turtleboy cases. I love dancing to that opening song too. Thanks, Holly. That was made by an amazing viewer, Melisa, with 1 S, aka formerly Turd Ferguson. She did that song for me. She made that song for me, and then I put a little video to it. So hello, Massachusetts. I had this scheduled for 1:45 because the first hearing in district court is supposed to happen at 2:00, but then somebody told me it was moved up to 1:45, and then I called the district court and I said, "Is there a Zoom link?" And they said no. I said, "Well, is there a call-in link for audio only?" And they said no. And I said, "Are you sure? Because usually there is, and I have a number." She said, "No, in person only." So I don't know if we're going to be able to hear the first hearing at all. If you have any other information, you can let me know. But I have the phone number of the alleged call-in number. But remember, we tried to call in once before, and nobody ever started the meeting for us. So I don't know. I reached out to Tim at Canton Community TV, and I was like, "Are you guys going to stream this?" Because he was kind enough to give me the video on the Schiffer Rubber Ducky You're the One case. That was mostly dismissed by the Stoughton District Court for Richard Schiffer. So he's not facing any witness intimidation charges for that. So that's good. But otherwise we can, I just got an aw snap. Aw snap. Is everybody getting the aw snap? It's the aw snap on the YouTube. It's been happening. It hadn't happened for a while. Now it just happened again. Because I'm listening to Tom CPU to see if he's got any intel on this. Yeah, it's kind of like they're supposed to start, like kind of wishy-washy over there. Like they're supposed to start the hearing, right? And then nobody ever starts it. So, I mean, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dial in. We're going to have to just listen to it from my phone number. They definitely don't have a Zoom feed. So that's just kind of, I mean, it is what it is at this point, right? And then one day we were watching it and there was an actual camera in there. So, you know, there's that. Oh, thank you. I'm the only one you can watch. Yeah, we're not going to derail the chat today on any side drama because you know what? I don't even have the cesspool of Twitter in my life. And so therefore I have no idea what's going on over there. I don't want to know. Nobody needs to send me emails and tell me about all the nasty things people are saying about me. You know why? I'm too old and I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Or you get Ace off Snap a bunch of different times a day, Leah? Yeah, it is ridiculous. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call the court on my other phone, my secret mobile phone. It's not secret. It's not a burner phone or anything. I'm going to see if they start the hearing. If they do, we'll be able to listen to it that way. But definitely there's no like audio. It's just like use your regular telephone number call in kind of thing. It's like old school. It's like the old conference call / party line. So we got going here. But I do have a Zoom link for the 3:00 hearing in front of Judge Krupp, which they've apparently moved into the bigger courtroom. So we've got that going for us. Let's see what they say.
Welcome to the conferencing center. At any time during this message, please enter your passcode followed by the pound sign. The passcode you are attempting to enter, 5.
Oh, I did it wrong.
2 1 8 5.
I must be dyslexic because I did it wrong. Okay, hold on a second. Need an assistant. I need a secretary. I mean, I used to have a major law firm with 50 attorneys and a huge support staff, and now just me. But you know what? I'm much happier. And zen. I'm more zen. Oh, it's been confirmed. Okay.
After the tone, please state your name, followed by the pound sign.
Melanie.
Thank you. You are the first caller to this conference.
Oh,
Please wait
that's
while
not good.
others join. The leader
I'm the
has
first-
not activated this conference.
This is what happened last time.
Stand by until your call begins.
And then you know what happened? The leader never came. But the leader never came. I'm on the phone, but the leader never came last time. So there was that. If the leader comes on, we're going to hear. You better grab a straw. You know why that's so funny? You better grab a straw because I'm always drinking like a giant iced coffee. Sco Buffs. Somebody came into my comments yesterday and said, yeah, Travis Hunter never should have won the Heisman. I was like, don't you badmouth Travis Hunter. I heard Travis Hunter's girlfriend is getting some crap on social media because for whatever, they didn't like her attitude. Like social media is bad. It's bad. There's nothing good. There is nothing good that comes from social media. Really, what is good? What is good? Well, YouTube is good. You guys we get to hang out together. That's good. But as far as like these other unregulated Wild West cesspools, people can say anything to anyone behind any fake name. There's no ramifications for any behavior, and it's bad. It's bad. And I feel bad for our children because they have to grow up with it. And take me to your leader, Squirty Belly. Oh, Grant's outside the court. I can't with the audio and the whole thing, and I can't with that guy. So yeah, we're gonna leave the side drama somewhere else for today. I'm not addressing it because you know what? I don't know anything about it. I don't care about it. We're here to talk about the cases. We're a legal-based, fact-based channel. And so that's it. Right, Debbie? What is wrong with people? Why can't they just be happy for Travis and his girlfriend? What the duck? I know. They were like, oh, she didn't stand up. But, when he won, she wasn't standing up and clapping. She's just after him for his money. I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible. Trust me, get rid of that cesspool of Twitter. I did right in the beginning when people started coming for me, and I never really was on it anyway. I had an old account that I had like 10 followers or something. And as soon as those people started attacking me, I'm like, what do I need this for? Like, I'm too old to care. And once you get it out of your life, you are going to feel so much better. No drama for the mama. That's right, Larry Longcat. No drama for the mama. This mama ain't got no time for that. You know who's got time for that? Nobody. Maureen Francis. Hi, honey. My son always said Facebook was the downfall of society. Yep. I think so too. You know what? I think maybe you're right. Maybe that's where it all started. there. Mind your own damn business, says Lucy Elaine. She knows. She knows. And people are like, oh, there's this new thing called, I don't know, blue sky blue. I'm like, I don't have time for any of it. I have like an old Facebook. I never go on it. My life is so much happier since I don't go on it. Jared became a member. Welcome, Jared. Welcome, Quintessence. Welcome, Amber Dawn. Them Johnsons became a member as well. I never really look at Facebook because it's just like, it wasn't making me happy. What do you want? You want to go on there when you're like not feeling good and then you see everyone's in vacation somewhere that you're not and you're like, oh, I wish I was on vacation. And the people that are the happiest on Facebook with their couples pictures and their whatever, their happy marriages, always the next ones get divorced. I'll say that. All right, don't worry, I'm on hold. I got the elevator music. We're on hold. We'll see if the leader starts the meeting. Who knows? But if the leader does not start the meeting, we can look at the documents because I've got the documents, the Commonwealth's notice of discovery in the Superior Court case. Right now, we're on hold. We're on hold waiting for our leader to start the district court case. So the district court case, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, and I know you will. In the district court case, Lindsay Gattani is the alleged victim, right? And the only charge remaining in the district court case is the alleged wiretapping charge, wherein Aidan Kearney says that he told Lindsay that he was recording their conversation, and then he recorded their conversation, and then when it was somebody cut out the part where he told her he was recording the conversation. Is that the one that the only remaining charge in district court? Then when we go across the street to Norfolk Superior, there are about 16 or 17 charges pending for alleged witness intimidation, in which perhaps Aidan Kearney is being accused of witness intimidating people that were witnesses in the Karen Read case, such as Jennifer McCabe, Matt McCabe, Brian Albert, Nicole Albert, Colin Albert, pick the Alberts, all the Alberts, Chris Albert, Julie Albert, Yuri Buchanan, Michael Proctor. I don't even know if I can add all 16. So there's that. And those are witness intimidation charges and maybe some harassment charges. You wrong. No, you wrong. You wrong. Yeah, I don't know, Chloe Vites. I don't know about that. That's like this kind of side drama that I'm talking about. So Bederow, I understand, is going to be on Zoom for the 3 p.m. hearing, which is going to be in Norfolk Superior in front of Judge Krupp, for which we have allegedly the accurate Zoom information. But right now, I'm listening to this on hold at the district court. So that's where we're at. Allegedly, it was going to be at 2, and then they said 1:45, and then, I don't know, pick an Albert, any Albert. Oh, sweetie, no, says Cosgrove is over in the corner by the AV cable with a pair of scissors. Do you remember the AV squad in, like, junior high or, like, the coolest kids? Was anybody here a member of the AV squad? May not stop for 30 minutes. All right, we're here. Concepta McNamara, we're here. We can chat. We could talk amongst ourselves. We can like guys. We can do that sometimes for 3-4 hours at a time. So I got it in my ear. Hi, Kevin from Southie. Oh yeah, live, laugh, toast about. That is one thing I will allow. So apparently, somebody who called himself Kevin from Southie called into the JFK show. I don't know, so at some point this week or last week or whatever day it is, because they're all blending together. And said he was Kevin from Southie. And then JFK was like, dude, you sound like Higgins. And he said something like, he said, like, why are you bad mouthing those guys? They're decorated dudes. You will notice there's a competition in chat. We have the funniest chat on YouTube, by the way. It's a tough crowd in there as far as like who's the best with their jokes and puns, plays on words. And so many people have changed their screen names. Somebody's already decorated dude in there, I think. And that's what I was going to say, Stephanie. Yes, he said he was Kevin from South Boston or South Boston, not Southie. That's what gave it away to even that New York City girl and this New York girl as well. And then he said, you wrong. So anyway, he started talking and he started saying things like, why are you bad mouthing those two dudes? They're decorated dudes. And then JFK like actually caught on. He's like, wait, are you Brian Higgins? You sound like Higgins. Higgins, is that you? It was hilarious. It's hilarious. And then the guy's like, no, you wrong. And then he hung up. And then Microdots did an amazing video with a voice comparison, like a side by side of Brian Higgins saying things in court like the word Kevin and then playing it next to the phone caller who said Kevin. And it was hilarious. It's hilarious. I don't know if it was really him or not. I cannot confirm nor deny, except to say that, holy Higgins, really? Really, Higgy? Are you out there like calling into YouTube shows now to defend your good honor and your decorated status? A lot of people are saying it was him. I don't know if it was or not. So I can't really say for sure because I guess only Higgy knows. But it was so crazy. And we played Microdot's video on the show the other day and listened to it, and it was crazy. Oh, look at Nunyasha Business says Landman is pure excellence. You like it? I recommended that. Wait, are you watching it because I recommended it? So Landman is a show on, I think it's on Paramount Plus, right, you guys? It's a new Taylor Sheridan show, and is with Billy Bob Thornton, who for many, many years I just didn't understand. I'm like, Billy Bob Thornton, Angelina Jolie was married to this guy? Like, what? Why? And then I started watching Goliath, which is, I think, one of the greatest TV shows of all time. And then, I mean, there was Billy Bob, and it took place in Santa Monica. And he lived in a motel, and he was a lawyer, and it was crazy, and I loved it. And ever since then, I will watch everything that Billy Bob Thornton is in. So he's in the show called Landman, which is about the world of like people who run the oil drilling business. It was great, and I like it a lot. And I like it because also Demi Moore is in it, and also she was in that crazy movie that I told you guys about, The Substance, which was crazy. And also I like it because Ali Larter is in it. I love Ali Larter, and my personal favorite. Well, yeah, if I'm gonna have to choose between John Hamm and Chris Maloney, I might have to go John Hamm. But that doesn't mean I don't want to be Elliot Stabler's girlfriend in Law and Order: Criminal Intent, which has been moved to Peacock apparently, and it's not even out yet. So if you know, you know. So there's that. Love John Hamm. Screech Owl does. Yes, we are. They're always watching. Robert Balboa confirms that the McAlberts, the McKays and the Alberts are here a lot. They are. Carrie Lama was here one night in the chat with her real name. Like, I don't know if she knew she wasn't under her fake account, or she doesn't have a fake account or whatever. When we were talking about her appearance in that podcast of the Phelps. And I don't know. I never saw the comments because I guess the mods got to them before I saw them. And I know they're watching too, because people send me clips of things they post of mine on YouTube, or they'll try and like crop it out. But then you see my Venmo in the corner and I'm like, okay, you hate me, but you're watching me. So whatever, hit the down like button. I don't care. Substance was rough, Team Brittany. It was rough. Yes. Melisa loves Goliath too. And Lioness. Oh, I got to watch that too. I got to watch Lioness. Thank you. I still got that crazy, stupid elevator music on. Oh yeah, and also when that Goliath, I think it was first season. I guess all the seasons. He lives in like a cheesy motel in Santa Monica, which really Santa Monica is beautiful, and there's not a lot of cheesy ones, but the one that he lives in happens to be next to one of my favorite bars called Shay J. You know Shay J. So of course, after I started watching the show, the next time I went to Santa Monica, I had to go hang out at Shay J too. And there is a motel right next door that is a little bit cheesy. Yes, it was rough. It was rough. All right, I got to put Lioness. It is on my list. I'm into one thing, I got to finish it. I got to finish. Like, there's a lot of shows I started that I never finished. Severance being one of them. I remember I started it. I don't think I ever finished that season. And now season 2 is coming out, and I never finished season 1. Anybody watch Severance? Brinley says Landman is awesome. Dr. Tracy, Landman, wish the episodes were longer. I mean, we're just going to talk about pop culture and stuff because I don't want to start getting into the Commonwealth Discovery Exchange or anything like that in case like this little guy in my ear, in case my leader starts my meeting and it starts. But we're not even real sure if this district court hearing is going to be, if they're going to start, if the leader is ever going to come and start the meeting. Sweetie No says, you have to definitely get Billy Bob, but once you vibe with him, It's over. He's so good. Sarah and Schwackenhorst says John Hamm. Yes, please. Marcy Blackcloud says Demi Moore and Sandra Bullock, my fave. So when I watch The Substance, because if you haven't seen it, I'm not really going to give you too many spoilers, but it's about women and aging and, how women get a lot of like crap for, being older and wishing they were younger and stuff like that. And so, of course, the thing I had to ask that robot over there with the A name, but I can't say her name because, how old is Demi Moore? And she's 62. 62. She's phenomenal looking. And I don't get why everyone gets so much berated so much on like things like the cesspool of Twitter, for getting older. Oh my God. Somebody was trash posting out Dr. Russell. Somebody sent me that. Talking Dr. Russell, like she filed a lawsuit about age discrimination, and somebody said she was sleeping on the stand, and she probably was sleeping because it said in her discrimination lawsuit that they didn't accommodate her because she had this thing where she falls asleep. Yeah, we'll find that after too. Somebody sent that to me. Disgusting. It's like, really? Now you're gonna trash this woman who's in her late 60s, who is like coming here out of the kindness of her heart to help a woman who's being railroaded and persecuted. Exactly. What is wrong with people drunk on drugs? And that's another funny name that came out of the hearing the other day. No, the LA Times wrote a nice article, Alicia, about her, but somebody put on the cesspool, like found an old lawsuit that these people are posting on Twitter, and I'm going to call it Twitter forever. I know it's called X now, but I don't care. Cry about it. Posting on Twitter like it's their jobs, like 10, 15, 20 posts a day about the Karen Reed case, like it's their jobs. Like, do you really have nothing else to do with your life? It's mind numbing. So they dug up some old lawsuit about her, and that's what they're going to do now. They're just going to try and trash her. They're going to try and trash her. And all she is, age discrimination is a thing. It's a real thing. That's why we have such things as EEOC complaints for discrimination. That's Brinley. That is, I thank you for saying that. But this is what I wanted to highlight, Jennifer. It is a thing, as is sex discrimination, religious discrimination, all the other kinds of discrimination. That's right, Chloe Weiss. Wasn't it Phelps that said on his podcast that it looked like she was falling asleep? Yeah. Did you guys listen to episode 10? Like I said, that was your homework assignment. Episode 10, we were going to come back and talk about it. We were going to come back and talk about how what the jurors said during episode 10 of the 34 Fairview Road podcast is going to be very helpful to the defense. And also, can somebody point out to me, because, I barely have time to even watch my own shows. The portions of that juror interview that Phelps played during episode 10, was that his own interview of that juror, or was that someone else's interview of the juror? I need to know. Because if he just took Aidan Kearney's interview of that juror and just played clips from that and did not interview the juror himself, I thought the music was stopping, but it's not. That is like, did he even watch the trial? I don't even know. He interviewed the same juror. Okay, Hilt 25. So the audio portions that he played of the disguised voice were from an interview that Phelps actually did. Marcy's iCloud said it was cut and pasted. Well, that I believe too. I'm sure it was heavily edited, but you know what? There's 100 hours of interviews that could be discoverable in the Karen Reed case and others. Squirty Belly says he interviewed the juror, but Aidan gave the juror to him. So gave him like the juror's information. Kristen Pino says Aidan never played the voice of the jurors. He relayed it. I'm unsure of who actually interviewed this juror. I mean, look, 60 Minutes got a lot of heat and I'm not talking about politics. I'm just talking about 60 Minutes did an interview with Kamala Harris, and they were accused of pasting and cutting and pasting different answers, different questions on the promo, and then on the final version that eventually aired on CBS. So, news people do that. And so, therefore, in the Karen Reed case, the Commonwealth is asking for the unedited interviews of Karen Reed and of Karen Reed's parents. And okay, they're entitled to them. The defense, again, didn't object to it, didn't oppose it. And so far they got Boston 25, the Ted Daniel interview with the Mr. and Mrs. Reed and Nathan, all the outtakes, all the notes, whatever voicemails, any other stuff, because nothing's off the record in Massachusetts, folks. Nothing is off the record. And they got all of Gretchen Voss's stuff, right? All of her off the record notes. Gretchen Voss is not going to have a Massachusetts career for much longer. No, Jenny, you missed nothing. I'm on hold. I'm on hold waiting for our leader to start. And all I have is elevator music. When I called Dedham District, they said it's only, first they said it's not even going to be audio. They said there's definitely no video. There's definitely no Zoom. And they said there's no call-in number. I have a call-in number here. That's on their website, and that was also on the spreadsheet. So they just didn't say whether or not my leader is going to start my meeting, and I feel like I have no leader. It said your leader has not yet arrived. Please try your call again later. All right, so we're gonna have to try our call again right now. Later is right now. But we definitely have a Zoom footage for the 3 o'clock.
If you need technical assistance during your call, press *0. After the tone, please state your name.
Should I give a fake name? Should I say Kevin from South? Melanie.
Thank you. You are the first caller to this conference.
See, I'm the only one here.
Please wait while others join.
I'm the only one here. This is not.
This conference. Please stand by until your call begins.
When I called, the girl was like, no. I mean, I have it on my headphone. Don't worry. The girl was like, no, we're not going to be, there's no audio. So whatever, we're here for the 3 o'clock. We're going to talk about lots of things and stuff until then. Say my name is Sarah Lee. We could do better than that. I was hoping you'd say Kevin. Look at On Top coming in with On Top with the super sticker. Remember, Dawn, thanks for the 5. I see a motion hearing at 2 p.m. Dedham Court. It's 1242 in Baton Rouge. Google Dedham District Court daily. No, I got it, girl. Girl, come on. I may be a lone wolf when it comes to having no staff, but I got it here. I'll even show it to you. I know exactly what I got. I got it. Here it is. I have the daily list. It's the calendar. It's what they call in the biz today's calendar. Here it is at 2 o'clock in the arraignment section. And that's the phone number that I called for the arraignment section. I got the passcode. I got it all. This is the calendar. This is district court, the daily list report. Doesn't mean that they're going to be doing this call, though. It doesn't mean it's going to, she said you have to show up, is what she told me on the phone, but we'll see. Thank you for your super chat, Amber. Appreciate you. Mandy, hi. Thanks for coming in from South Africa. Being over 50 is so liberating for me. I just don't care about opinions. That does not add to my happiness, right? If it doesn't bring you joy, then what is the point? I think that too. I think when you turn 50, it's just like, you don't give a duck anymore. You really don't give a duck. If it doesn't bring me joy or you're not adding to my peace or my happiness, then I have no time for you. Right? Kyle says, I'm thinking TS can't make a bad show. Taylor Sheridan. Hashtag lamb. It took me a minute. Thanks, Kyle. Thanks, Scooter. Scooter 54 for the deuce. And Kyle coming in with a hot 5. Yellowstone got all over the one feel in my cold black heart. Landman sucked me right into. I love the humor, not played for laughs. Love Billy Bob and Taylor Sheridan. I never watched Yellowstone. Sorry, don't hate me. I just never did. I heard a lot about the finale that just happened. I don't think my leader's coming, so we can go over the discovery that they exchanged because that's interesting. Because what's going to happen at the Zoom meeting at 3 o'clock or the Zoom hearing at 3 in across the street there, across the street at Superior, is my friend and yours, Mark Bederow, is going to be on Zoom. So that's going to be fun. Yes. Thank you, June. Wondering if I know about Legal Vices. I heard that he passed away from a heart attack. I don't know him. I've never met him. I really didn't know a lot about him. I saw some other people posting about it. My, of course, sympathy and thoughts and prayers go out to all of his friends and family. He's not someone that I ever came across in my LawTube world, but thank you for that. I also heard, RIP Jeff, thank you, Bentley, that very tragically also passed away Bruce Rivers, criminal lawyer's son, Michael, who was his back end. Michael, his son, who started appearing on camera recently, 27 years old, passed away suddenly. Michael Rivers, yeah. About a month ago. And it was kept quiet until I think just yesterday or the day before. Yes, Bruce Rivers' son. Very sad. And so that's good. So they were able to keep it quiet for about a month before all the trolls got out there and started with their crazy nonsense. So my thoughts and prayers go out to Bruce Rivers as well. I don't know him personally, but I have been watching him for a long, long time. I recommended him for a long, long time. Self-snitching. He makes me laugh. Even before I started my own channel, I was watching him. And I know that his wife, I think, passed away a couple of years ago, and it is devastating. Yes, I know that Legal Vices. Jeff is a law tuber, and I would have loved him, says Ariel. Thank you. Very sad. I skimmed it. The new Sarah Boone letter. She rips the judge. Isn't it very similar? Because I didn't read the whole entire thing. She has lovely handwriting, by the way, Sarah Boone. But very similar to what she read in court during her sentencing. I mean, was it just like a cut and paste job? Is there more stuff? Christina says, first Bruce's son, and now there's too much loss in LawTube. Very sad. Tell me this, did Jeff live in Korea? Because it said he died in Seoul. So I was wondering if that's where he lived or if he was on vacation. Very sad. Yeah, RIP Michael as well. I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't know or want to speculate about Michael's cause of death. I'm going to delete that. But thank you. I'm sorry, TB, you don't have to pay to get a question answered. That's not how I operate, but I am talking, so I don't always watch the chat. We don't know if there's going to be a live stream right now. I'm on hold with the court, waiting for my leader to start the district court audio only. However, when I called the district court, they said, it's not going to be audio today. You have to come here in person. So we're doing the best we can. You don't have to pay me. But thank you so much for tuning in. We have the Zoom feed for the 3:00 Superior Court Conference. Yes, Maddie, many lives. He did. Bruce Rivers' son did die about a month ago, mid-November. I saw the obituary. Bruce thought the world of Michael. Very sad. 27. Yep. Too young. No parent should ever bury a child, and I know many of you have, and my heart's always with you, and prayers and thoughts. I don't think anybody's inside. If anybody's tweeting from inside the courtroom, you can let me know, because it's too hard for me to be reading all different things and talking to you guys at the same time and trying to man the chat. So, yep, that was the last video. In fact, he died the day after. He died November 17th. That last video was posted November 16th. Nikki. I know. Very sad. Hi, Gen Xer Mag. You haven't missed anything yet, because we're chatting until we can watch the Zoom feed at 3, unless my leader starts my conference. For the district court feed. Bruce Rivers, the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, the criminal lawyer. He talks about self-snitching. And he does a lot of videos about criminal defendants who self-snitch and how stupid they are. And he's very funny. CRL, criminal lawyer reacts. Bruce Rivers. He's a YouTuber, a law tuber. Thanks for asking. Very sad. All right. So Glare is having issues too. There isn't one. I mean, that's when I called. I spoke to the girl. She even put me on hold to ask somebody. I mean, it's not like district court always has this audio. Maybe they only have this like phone in feed when some of the lawyers have to appear by phone. Do we know anyone who's in the courtroom? Like, is anybody going in? Who is this leader we speak of? Cupcakes demand to know why you're not at the end of the phone line. Yes, it's the leader. It's the leader of the district court. What I would like to know is if the leader, well, you know who we like? We like Judge Brian K. Walsh. Coincidentally, his name is Brian K. Walsh. Not to be confused with Brian Walsh with an E, who allegedly dismembered his beautiful wife, Anna. And Michael Proctor was involved in that investigation as well as some of the other players like Garino and other people that were involved in the Karen case. But Judge Brian K. Walsh in Stoughton District is the judge who I think needs a promotion. I think he needs a promotion to Norfolk Superior because that decision that he wrote that we went over the other night on the Richard Schiffer rubber ducky case was fire. And he quoted, look, I have the book right back here. Make way for ducklings. Make way for ducklings. Quoted that in his decision, tossing out the witness intimidation charges by Rubber Ducky of Richard Schiffer, although he still is going to have a trial apparently on the littering charges for the fake $100 bills. So, you know, if we have time to kill, we could always have story time. We could read a little Make Way for Ducklings. And I had this from my I read it for my children. It took me 3 minutes to find this book. I have 5 kids. And I did not realize when I went back and read the book before the stream that it took place in Boston. Didn't remember. But I do remember that Eloise lived in the Plaza Hotel because I live in New York. And so I would take my kids to the Plaza Hotel for tea because that's where Eloise lived. But I guess all of you from Boston knew Make Way for Ducklings took place in Boston because that's where you live, right? Hey, Burning Queen, been a listener ever since you were on with Meredith. Oh, I love Meredith so much. Recently was gifted a membership. Oh, welcome, Burning Queen. I love Meredith. Men with Mare is her channel, and she's amazing. And I've even met her in person, unlike most of my YouTube friends. Although I did get to meet a lot of my YouTube friends recently in Massachusetts, and that was really fun. And thank you for loving my channel. I love you with all of my heart. Kyle says X is from GRX and can be SH is X. I like my brain has not had enough coffee to even try and figure out what you're saying, Kyle. But thank you for the deuce. Seeking justice with Gestapo mods. Why is Thomas Autonomous blocked? Super chat. I don't know. Oh, is this Thomas Autonomous coming back now again to hate on the chat and the moderators? I love when you pay me to tell me that you hate my moderators. Thank you. I love you with all my heart. All right, who can name this movie? It comes from a movie. I love you with all of my heart. If I don't see you soon, I'm gonna die. And then another character in the scene says, Michael, tell the pretty girl you love her. You guys know. You guys know. I know you know. And if you're blocked, it's because you've been a jerk in the past, and we don't tolerate it. We have a very, very, very strict no tolerance policy for trolls and hatred. And again, send a super chat. I don't know, Thomas Autonomous. I don't know. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. I don't know. So, but you apparently have another screen name. So what does it matter? Because you're still coming in here to try and stir up trouble. Thanks for your $7. And Squirty Belly David Lee says, OMG, we are leaderless. Well, no, I'm here. We just don't have a leader for the call. Yes, of course it's the Godfather. Thank you, Laura. Oh, you were not the first. So now I got to go back in the chat. Yeah. Please don't ask why another chatter had a comment deleted. Just don't, because you're not entitled to a response. You don't have any I don't owe you anything. And there's, see, we have boarding passes available to Block Island. Oh, there's even an emoji for that. There's even an emoji for that. Hold on, I got All right. Well, yes, it is the Godfather, of course. We have boarding passes available to Block Island, which is a lovely, lovely place. It actually is a real place. It's an island between Montauk and Rhode Island. It's called Block Island. You ever been there? It's like Stephen King Island from Hell. Like, there's like barely any televisions and barely any newspapers. And like if a Stephen King movie needed to be filmed, they could go to Block Island and film it. But we have boarding passes available one way to anyone who violates the rules of decorum and basic human decency. So, and special emojis, of course, for members. So, members, you can show them what those boarding pass emojis look like. I don't know, Crunchy Frog. I don't know when your nap time is. I don't know. It may have started already because there's no audio yet. The leader has not started our call. When I called Dedham District Court, they said they were not going to. They weren't going to do the audio. I'm the only person on this conference call. So here's what we got. But we do know that Norfolk Superior is going to start at 3. And we have the Zoom feed for that. So we got that going for us at least anyway. Hold on, I got it. There's a delay. And what happened to my phone call? I was the only person on the phone call. This happened last time too. And then we watched the opening statements from the Brian Camp trial. So trust me, I'm never at a loss for material. We have some discovery to look at. I don't know, something going on outside the courthouse. Well, they disconnected me from my call, so. Let me just see. I'm just watching Tom CPU on the other line here. I'm going to try one more time. Because why not?
If you need technical assistance during your call, press *0.
District court is for the birds.
After the tone,
It's like going to
please
workers'
state your
comp
name,
court.
followed by the pound sign.
Melanie.
Thank you. You are the first caller.
See, there's somebody. They're not running it.
While others join.
We're not getting audio. Forget it. No, it's not being heard, Noodles Mama. It's not. So if you want to go away and come back for the 3 o'clock hearing, you can. Otherwise, we're going to hang out here together and chit chat, talk about things and stuff. And we're going to look at the, we're going to look at the discovery that was turned over by the Commonwealth to Aidan Kearney's attorneys. So there's that. Yeah, that is from The Godfather. You are very excellent guesses. Very excellent guesses. Park Bench says, honest question. Are you being genuine saying that Sarah has nice handwriting? I am. You know why? Because I find that my kids and so many people lately just have such crappy handwriting because we don't really handwrite anything anymore. You know, everything that we do is typed on a phone. And so I do enjoy her handwriting. And if so, you say, Park Bench, that you feel like a genuine handwriting artist. Yes, so you are a handwriting artist. So many people's handwriting has just suffered through the panty and other things because we don't really use our handwriting anymore. Everything's email and text. I mean, I have Tom up, so if they come out of the courthouse, we'll get a shot of them coming out of the courthouse and walking across the street to the other courthouse, right? Oh, you're going on a blind date, JB3, like a blind date, like somebody you've never met before. Can you take us with you? Have a great day, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. No, Happy Holidays and Merry Christmas to you, but we want to come on your blind date with you. I don't know if you're a man or a woman and where did you meet this person, and please let somebody know of your whereabouts. It's 3 o'clock and 45 minutes. Well, yes, it's 2:15 Eastern right now. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. JB3, can you take us on your blind date? Do not drink anything. Do not leave any of your drinks unattended. Make sure somebody's got you on Life 360 or Find My Friends or anything else. And good luck with that. Did you meet them on an app? Did somebody like set you up? Let's see what Tom's got saying right now. Nothing yet. How cold is it out there in Dedham today? Let's check the weather in Dedham. We need to go on this blind date with you, JB3, just for safety purposes. And plus then, we can call you and like have an emergency in case it's going really bad. And then you can just still have an excuse to leave, which is probably a good thing to do. Safe and all. Weather check in Dedham today. It's 55 degrees, mostly sunny. Yes, it looks sunny there. Feels like 53. So not too bad. Not too bad. It's been a lot colder. It's been a lot colder. I mean, I can keep Tommy up and we can multitask. Let's take a look at the discovery that was turned over on December 10th in the Superior Court case, which is the witness intimidation case. If anything happens, you guys can let me know. And I can pop over to Tommy's feed. All right. So here is a discovery dump dated December 10th by the Commonwealth to Aidan's attorneys in the witness intimidation case across the street that we're going to go look at 3 o'clock. Commonwealth's notice of discovery dated December 10th, 2024. God save the Commonwealth. Need a drink. Hold on. Now comes the Commonwealth in the above captioned matter and indicates that upon this court's approval of the accompanying assented to protective order, it will forthwith provide the following discovery to defense counsel. So this is dated December 10th, but Cosgrove wanted the court to order a protective order and then said that they would turn it over. So I don't know if it was turned over yet. Today's the 17th. I'm assuming perhaps it did. Or was turned over. Number 1, copy of text messages previously provided and referenced at the Karen Reed trial, 56 pages. Mark is going to be there. Mark Bederow will be there on Zoom for those of you asking. 56 pages, Bates stamp. Okay, Cosgrove knows that it is called Bates stamp and not bait stamp, which apparently Hank Brennan does not know. Again, this is subject to the protective order. So there's 56 pages of text messages from the Karen Reed trial. I don't know what those are, but perhaps those are the ones that the feds turned over pursuant to the TUI process. Number 2, copy of MSP, Office of Professional Integrity and Accountability report, case number. That's an internal affairs report. 2 pages, dated June 26, 24, with a different Bates stamp. That is also subject to protective order. Whose internal affairs report came out in June 26 of 2024? Anyone? Was it Proctor, or is Proctor still ongoing? Let me know. Number 3, copy of Norfolk District Attorney Office's digital forensic device report, which is 4 pages, dated August 29th of 2024, also subject to protective order. So they're getting it. Somebody's device, 4 pages. I don't know what they're doing over here. All right, back to the document. Number 4, copy of a Celebrite report that's 3 pages long, subject to protective order. So none of this stuff is going to be publicly available to us. We just have to kind of guess what it is. Olivia, if you're here, maybe you can help us guess. Number 5, copy of transcript of Dateline interview, 103 pages, including word index, dated October 18th of 2024. So that must be the Dateline interview of Karen Reed. Yeah. Number 6 is a copy of text messages of the victim's witness advocate and witness, 1 page. So what victim witness advocate do you think that they're referring to? This is the one that's involving 16 alleged victims. Was that Steve Nelson? That was the victim witness advocate in the Karen Reed case. And if someone can tell me also, do victim witness advocates typically text with witnesses? I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't. So I need to know. Or I don't need to know. I want to know. Maybe you can help me with that. It is Steve Nelson. Hey, Suze. Lindsay is in this as well, meaning also in that case across the street. Also in the Norfolk Superior. Yeah, because when I looked it up, she was listed also in there. Which is why it's like so cray. Yeah, JW, they don't ever stream district court. Sometimes they give you audio only. But our leader would not start our meeting, and I was the only one on the meeting. And when I called the court this morning, I thought I'd give it a try, but when I called the court, she said, no, you have to come in person. Suze, are you not in court today? Do we know anyone who's in district court today watching? Hi, Kelly Reed. Everyone say hi to Kelly Reed. So Steve Nelson is the victim witness advocate to whom they are referring in these text messages that have been turned over in Aidan's case. Let's go to page number 2. And that number 6 was also subject to protective order. Number 7, copy of text messages of the victim's witness advocate and another witness, 3 pages, subject to protective order. Number 8, copy of text messages of victim's witness advocate and witness, 21 pages, subject to protective order. So that's interesting. One of the witnesses, because I mean, I wish they would say like witness 1, witness 2, or in some way identify them into, just assuming that it's all the same witness, because I would think that it's not the same witness. They could identify them in some other way, like they did when they did the priest grand jury report, priest A, priest B, priest C, priest D. Olivia says there are several discovery entries with the victim witness advocate communications with witnesses, Steve Nelson. That's what I thought. But Olivia, don't you think maybe like just for sake of clarity, they could have said witness A, witness B, witness C, witness D, and like had a little key at the end? Because I'm sure it's not all the same witness. In any event, number 8, that witness and the victim's witness advocate had 21 pages of text messages together. Much love to you, Kelly. Much love to you and the fam. Oh, no, catch up, girl. I could use your input. Number 9. I didn't know what that's a reference to. Come on, my Gen Xers. I know you're in this chat. Number 9. Copy of text messages of DA Michael Morrissey and witness, 8 pages long. There they are. They got 8 pages so far of text messages between Morrissey and some witness. Was that on his private phone, his personal phone? Was that on his company phone? Right. Thank you for asking the question that everyone wants to know the answer to. Masters of Criminology. What would the DA be texting with the witnesses for? Somebody had to speed dial to him because somebody said, I'm horrified that Chris didn't get it. I know it's late, but I'm horrified that Chris didn't get it. And we don't know if that text message was to Morrissey directly, but he did attach it in his email from his private email server that he sent to all of those district court judges in Stoughton, including the judge who failed to give Chris Albert the restraining order. That's a great question. Which of the witnesses has Michael Morrissey's private cell phone number? We can take a poll, or you can just chime in with your thoughts. Yes, the Beatles. The Beatles. Number 9. And that's the way you spell it. Hell in a Handbasket. Thank you. Tags Cut Nose. Yes, it's the White Album. It is the White Album Revolution number 9, number 9, number 9. Undecorated dude. See? He's undecorated dude now. That is also subject to the protective order. So everything in here so far is subject to the protective order. Number 10, copy of text messages of ADA, Lally, and group. 2 pages of that. What do you think that was about? That's also subject to a protective order. Do you remember there were some group messages that were brought up, I think, during Karen Reed's trial about their testimony, or he said it was about them being harassed, but there was definitely group messages between Steve Nelson and the group, right? Jen McCabe, Matt McCabe, Brian Albert. Olivia says, curious to see those messages. Can you imagine having several pages of text messages with a victim witness advocate? What on earth could they possibly be talking about? Is it okay for me to crack the SIM card in my phone? Because didn't it come out at some point? Maybe, I don't even remember if it was during trial or if it was rumor and speculation that Steve Nelson's the one who gave the okay for Brian Albert and Brian Higgins to destroy their phones, like the day before the preservation order came out for them to preserve their phones. I don't know. Just spitballing with you, just a guess. 11, copy of text messages between ADA Lally and Trooper Tully, subject to a protective order. That's 1 page. Number 12, copy of response to public records request, 217 pages. Not subject to protective order, because that's why, because it's a FOIL request. 217 pages. What was that for? Oh, Glamasu says, yes, your recollection is correct. It was Steve Nelson who gave permission. But did that come out during trial, or was that just like something we heard from people on Twitter? I don't recall. Olivia says Steve Nelson allegedly tipped the witnesses off to the cell phone preservation order per the federal investigation. Yeah, that's what it was. Number 13 is copy of text messages of the victim witness advocate and a witness. 1 page that is also subject to protective order. So are we to assume? You should never assume, you know. I should never assume, because you make an ass out of you and me. Tell me where that reference is from. Tell me where that one's from. XOXO, Robert C. Cosgrove. Are we to assume that these are all different witnesses? I would assume they're all different witnesses. Otherwise, they would be perhaps lumped in and all the pages counted together. Susie Q. Seaport said somebody did, and at whose direction? Somebody told them about the preservation order, I think is what you're saying. Remember Higgy on the stand? I had every right to do that. That's right. I had every right to do it. That's right, Suze. That was the odd couple. Well done. Well done, Leslie. Kyle says, okay, $2 more. X is Greek. Kai, K-H-C-H, and S-H. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Kyle. I'm still not picking up what you're laying down. Yes, Kate, the odd couple. Hank Brennan's regret. Oh, regret is there's a quote about regret that is just escaping me right now. If anybody can put it in the chat, it'll probably be exactly what I'm thinking, because you're always thinking what I'm thinking. Says, I think all different witnesses. That's what I think too. XOXO, Robert Cosgrove, Special Assistant District Attorney, and Kenneth Mello, Special Assistant District Attorney. Any proof of life yet on Ken Mello? Is he missing? Have we found him? Do we have proof of life? We need proof of life on Ken Mello and on, oh, here, Aidan's outside court. We're going to rewind it a little bit. Ken Mello and Chloe. If we could have proof of life on both of them, all would be well in the world. This is, give them a like when you're done. Seeking Justice with Tommy and Boston Mike. And Aidan's going to tell us what had happened inside the courtroom. Hold on, here he comes. Right. Wait, what do you mean you can't hear it? You can't hear it? That's kind of weird. Hold on a second. Let's go back and make sure that I'm sharing this as a tab. Hold on. We can just rewind. It was only a couple of seconds that we missed. I mean, I could hear it. I could hear it. Why couldn't you hear it? Wait a second. Hold on. Let me just make sure that my settings are not all fakakta. Hold on a second. Like, did I do something in my settings? Hold on. Tell me if you
We
can
need
hear
that
this.
text
Can you hear
message.
it now?
We need that because it proves that she lied in the police report when she said that I yelled liar at her. Every video so far that she perceived it, there wasn't a single video. I mean, people
I'm
had
gonna go to the
cameras all over
beginning.
here.
Just
There
tell me
wasn't
if
a
you can
single
hear it.
video that showed me saying,
Okay, I don't know why you couldn't hear it before. I was hearing it, but you were not hearing it. So let's just go back. No worries. No worries. You're not going to miss a thing. He's talking about some video. Can anybody tell me what he says that the McCabe's turned over a video? Let's hear. Okay, here he comes. Ready? We're back.
Here he is. How'd it go?
Good. Good.
What happened?
they submitted, two McCabe submitted videos.
Oh,
The incident that they are the non-incident rather, and we can't trust that they're the original videos. I mean, these are McCabe's. You know, they're hostile to me. They even wrote in their affidavits. They wrote in their affidavits that they want something to happen to me. They want me to be punished. So how do we know that they're handing over the full video? What if after the video ended, you know, they show that she's long gone from there, or she has some sort of confession, or like they say something like, did anybody see Aidan? No, I didn't see him. How do we know that part wasn't deleted? We can't trust that the McCabe's just voluntarily handed over evidence, or would, if they had evidence that somehow proved I was innocent, that they would just hand it over on their own. They're perfectly capable of editing a video. So we need the original video. We need their phones. And more importantly, you know, when she reported that the car was vandalized, she didn't mention anything to the officer about a restraining order violation, which means at some point she had to be alerted about the video, that the McCabe's watched the video and they texted her and said, look who we saw. You know, he was there. And we need that text message. We need that because it proves that she lied in the police report when she said that I yelled liar at her. Every video so far that she perceived it, there wasn't a single video. I mean, people had cameras all over here. There wasn't a single video that showed me saying a thing. I did everything I was supposed to do. Like, you know, I was inside the courtroom. She came, I left. I asked the cop where to go. I stood there for 5 minutes. They came out. Apparently, I didn't see her. It was like, where's Waldo? And, you know, steam cleared out. I went back across the street, didn't even see her. That's not a crime. It's not a violation of any order, and it's absurd that we're even standing here right now.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go talk to him about the 18th protocol.
Okay.
When it's meeting status are there.
Registry?
Like,
Or registry
10
or
of 3.
photo?
Right there. And yeah, let's just meet over there.
In
We're not
Norfolk?
gonna have time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, when we just meet over there at 10 of.
That sounds
Okay.
good.
All right, so you want just the original video, right?
Yeah, we
You
want
want
the
the full,
You
the
know,
whole
when,
thing.
when Krusty Panty's boyfriend assaulted me,
Yeah, not a problem. You want us down the step? We're gonna wear the stairs out again.
Not the bid.
I know the stairs, right? We can't use them.
Pay taxes, what?
All right. So you just want and that's why wouldn't you not want that? That's gonna
Yeah, like-
prove
Right,
nothing.
When Krusty Panty's boyfriend assaulted me in the courthouse stairs in West Roxbury, remember that?
Yes.
Right? And
Yeah.
he was charged with assault and battery. It's all on video. And his lawyer argued, right, that they wanted the actual phone that the video was filmed on. And the judge in Norfolk demanded that the court give them over, like,
The complete.
yeah, like that I give them my phone. But I don't have my phone. Because state police took my phone. So the charges ended up getting dropped. So that's the standard, right? The standard is you have to we can't trust that the video hasn't been manipulated. So we need to hand over the whole phone that the video was taken on. So there we are.
See you as escorting fake victim.
What else?
Of course.
What else?
Oh, look at the puppies.
What about Krusty think of that?
Hi.
I love that the people who are behind
Look at
keep
that.
saying no sound.
So when did
Now
are
they
you
can
coming
hear it.
back again? Did they give you another date?
January 24th.
January 24th. Oh my goodness. Again.
We'll be in jail on January. So, unlike
The
last
first
year,
hearing
you
is
know?
over.
Yeah.
The second
I was in
hearing
this
has
court last
not
year on January
started
25th.
yet.
For a hearing. That's when a huge crowd of people
Remember that?
me outside the courtroom. It was awesome. It was like my favorite day in jail. Because it was like I went back to jail with like a huge smile on my face.
Yeah, everyone was around back.
You know?
I remember being out here the day that you didn't know if you were gonna get jailed or not.
Yeah.
Feel about the next round.
Okay.
How do you feel about the next court over there?
Yeah, next court, we want Morrissey's messages and
Yep.
and everything, and they're supposed to give us some discovery that has like a protective order on it.
Yeah, that's odd, isn't it?
Yeah, so like when I get that, I won't be able to disclose what's in it because there'll be a protective order, but
Yeah.
yeah, we should be getting that. I mean, it says in the discovery what it is. It says it's like messages between the victim witness advocate and one of the witnesses. There's like messages between Lally and who? Lally and
Yeah, the group text,
yeah,
right?
group something.
Yeah.
What's going on there? Like what? Like how? Yeah, and apparently it's relevant to my case because they're giving it to me.
Oof.
So we'd like to see that. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
But so you can read it, but you just can't disclose it.
That's right. I would not be able
Okay.
to tell you guys what's in there. Or
Right.
anyone. Like only me and my lawyers
However,
can see that.
but that can only verify your opinion one way or the other, right?
Yeah. Like,
Obviously, right?
if there's something in there that like proves I'm
Boy, that's gonna be tough. How do you read that and not like talk about
then
it?
you
Wow.
file it in court motion. Then you write about it in court. Then you can.
Anything that mentions it's also subject to immediate development.
Yeah.
Anyone that mentioned anything.
And if you want to file motions mentioning what's provided in this discovery, that has to be immediately noted too.
So that nothing. Yeah.
Did you read it?
Yeah, I did. but it's
They
like
put a blanket on everything, no
something
matter
that
what.
Brought up at trial.
I mean, obviously, it's
Yeah, like what the heck? You know, what's the point?
I think so. It's left the door open to have an uncertain encounter. It's gonna be like a fight every time.
Yeah, they
Oh
love
my God! Another more court dates. More court dates. More court dates.
Yeah.
Wow.
should be good. So
All right.
the
Let's
next one.
let you get over there.
Is Bederow going by Zoom?
Is Bederow going to be by Zoom? Do you know?
I'm gonna call Mark.
Yeah, he's going to check with him right now.
All right.
Cool.
The killer bees.
Yep. Wow. So that's
Bederow and Bradl.
so. I mean, that's not beyond the scope of being reasonable, right?
Well,
Yeah.
it's such a time tasking, to get it done.
Okay. If you had no sound, you were behind. We fixed it. So that's issue has resolved itself. It just resolved itself. It just did. I have the Zoom up for the 3 p.m. hearing. And it's my understanding that Bederow is going to be there by Zoom. So all our ducklings are in a row. Make way for ducklings. Kathleen says, I worked on Block Island the summer of 82. It was awesome for a week. Then I was bored when not working. Yeah, there was like nothing to do there, right? Thanks for the 5. Tracy, did you watch Gossip this morning? Kathy's show? No, I started it. I did not get to finish. Thank you, though. I love Gossip, Rumor, and Innuendo. Big shout out to Kathy. Love her very much. Thanks, Tracy. Mike says, it's very sad about Jeff. I just wanted to thank you, Mel, for all your hard work. Thank you. For those of you who don't know, Jeff, who is the host of Legal Vice's LawTube channel, has passed away at a very young age of a heart attack, apparently in Seoul. And the countless hours of fun and entertainment you share with us. Oh, thank you, Mike. I appreciate you. And very sad I did not know Jeff at all, but I share in everyone's grief and prayers up for his family and friends. Everyone, please go like Seeking Justice with Tommy's CPU and Mike. Tom is at every hearing. He lets me restream when he's outside the courthouse, like we just watched. And he puts in a lot of hard work. So thanks, Suze, for that. And for those of you who are confused about what video he was talking about, Suze, who knows everything about everything, says the video is from Matt McCabe's siblings, where they claim that Aidan was stalking or yelling at Aidan. I think there's a typo in there. Outside the courthouse, February 26th of 2024. Aidan was talking or yelling at somebody else, not himself, right? Letters by Bederow says video when Lindsay showed up at the courtroom. Mel says Kate Peter called in and told the police that Aidan wasn't following his restraining order, and then Lindsay claimed her car was vandalized. Oh, that's from when he was outside on the courthouse steps, and Kate Peter was calling. We heard the call, like the 911 call at some point, right? Saying he's here. His name is Turtleboy. He's on the courthouse steps. He's violating his restraining order. Sue says it was West Roxbury and Norfolk County would not accept any video that was online or provided by others. I think that was responding to somebody else in the chat. Thanks, Miranda, for the 5. Says if they edit that crap, let's hope they do as good of a job as they did in Karen's trial. Yeah, the inverted video. How about the deep fake video of like Alan Jackson, like, and Karen Reed, like him, like holding her back or something? It was like totally a fake face that they put on Alan Jackson's face and made a CapCut video. And then whoever it was, the idiot that made that video, left like the CapCut logo at the end of it and like blasted it all over Twitter. Thanks, Mike, for becoming a member or renewing or whatever it is that you did today to get you your thing. Kyle says the Greek letter Chi or Chi, I don't know how to pronounce it because I'm not a sorority girl. Delta Chi, maybe it's Chi, is where our X chapter or our X comes from. Twitter can be pre-pronounced SHITTER. $10 chat would have been easier and cheaper. Oh, because it doesn't limit you to how many. Well, thank you, Kyle. I do appreciate your very kind donations. Thank you very much. I see what you're saying. Got it. You can pronounce it that way if you like. I'll allow it. The Zoom is up, but they have not started it yet. He's the only hearing on for 3:00. So there's that, because that is what that court calendar says. So at least we know that one will hopefully be on time. Hopefully we'll get a better view than the view that everyone got of Jessica Hyde's chin the day the music died. No, the day the cameras were shut off in the courtroom by Judge Bev, because the poor Core TV pool camera guy was not told that the jurors were going to be brought in to sidebar. And one of the jurors was apparently seen on camera, and therefore their punishment was, you're going to turn off cameras for the rest of the day. And I'm going to turn off the air conditioning, and nobody's going to get to see Jessica Hyde except from a really horrific zoom angle underneath her chin. So there was that. Do you remember that day? Jan Exermed says, when Meg says, when that video of Karen and AJ started circulating, when I first glanced at it, didn't even recognize who it was supposed to be. Yeah, they're really bad deepfake. But listen, these people, when I say that these people have nothing to do, these people really have nothing to do. Okay? And I don't like to even like give these people 1 second of my time. But because someone sent this to me, and because I think it's kind of like doing exactly to Dr. Russell exactly what this person claims is being done to all of these alleged witnesses and all of her alleged friends, this Julie Carpenter person who apparently has lots of beef with Auntie Deb. There's some beef going on there, and I don't know what it is, but she thought this would be a really great way to spend her time yesterday, defaming Dr. Russell. This was, on the 15th, I guess. Jewel Carp, as Auntie Deb calls her, posted this. If you're on the cesspool of Twitter. Oh, you know what? I don't even think anybody can reply to it. Like, there's some weird thing on Twitter where you can like not let people reply to your tweets unless like they're your friends or some crap like that, which is completely like, wow, you're really brave posting this. Here's what she posts yesterday. In 2016, Dr. Marie Russell, the expert witness for Reed's defense, who maintains the injuries on John O'Keefe's arm were inflicted by a dog, filed suit against her former employer on the grounds of discrimination because she was over the age of 40 and suffered from hypersomnia, which in layman's terms is excessive sleeping and the inability to stay awake. Additionally, after being demoted due to falling behind in her administrative duties, she fractured her lumbar vertebrae while at work. That's a very painful injury. It's called a broken back. Dr. Russell had difficulties maintaining the administrative and clinical responsibilities of her employment both prior to and after her demotion. The suit was dismissed with prejudice in 2021 at the request of Dr. Russell. First of all, where'd you get your Twitter law degree? And second of all, if the case was discontinued, not dismissed with prejudice, discontinued with prejudice by Dr. Russell in 2021, it's because the ducking case settled. It's because there was a settlement and she signed a stipulation of discontinuance. Okay. So dismiss with prejudice is not probably what you meant to say. Who knows though? Because you're so sweet. That means there's a settlement. So there. I don't even know what the point of this is other than to like get all of her minions, followers. Oh yeah, look, so you can't reply to this unless you're part of this select people that she has chosen to either tag or who follow her. And then of course, hashtag Karen Reed. So yeah, lots of people file age discrimination suits and other suits and defamation suits too. So there's that. There's that. And look, somebody in the Trailmaker 3 says, I suffer from hypersomnia. It ruins your life. Is it similar to like narcolepsy? Honestly, like I'm not familiar with it. But this is what these people out there want you to think. They want you to think that, they're all being terrorized all the time on the cesspool of Twitter. And yet here they are dragging a woman into it who is nothing other than an expert witness in this case and trying to what? Drag her through the mud? Do you think she cares what you think about her? I'm going to guess no, she doesn't care at all. I'm going to guess she doesn't care at all what you think about her. But really, like, is that the best you got? Like, you're going to get your minions now to go after this woman who's an expert witness and has like 40 years experience in emergency medicine and has double board certifications, and I don't get it. Well, we could read the LA Times article about Dr. Russell, except for that we only have like 10 minutes. And so I don't know if that's enough time. Hypersomnia is narcolepsy, says Ipsy Dixit too. Ipsy Dixit is my new favorite Latin term, which basically means because he said so. Because I say so. Ipsy Dixit. Anyone who ambulance driver thinks of the 5, Lindsay has a hearing for the emergency harassment prevention order Mary has against her after JFK phone call incident, I think on the 26th. I don't know who Mary is. So thank you for the 5. So I don't really know because I don't follow all of the side drama, except for when somebody sends me something like that. That really pisses me off. Like, really? Like, you need to, like, they're complaining all the time about people going out, sending Jen McCabe nasty messages on Messenger and all of these other people. And then your target is going to be Dr. Russell for why? I don't get it. Lally induces narcolepsy, says Cajon Zone. Well done. Well done. All right, the Zoom is up, but they didn't get their camera up yet. So Olivia says, yeah. Dr. Russell's too busy deciphering gang member tattoos of incoming trauma patients at the ER to keep them segregated so as to prevent any gang violence or beef from erupting at the hospital. Yeah, she's probably not going to ever see that. But that just, that hurt. It hurts my heart. Like, really? Do you really need to do that? Thanks, Jen Altman, for becoming a new member. Woo woo. Cheyenne says the McCabe's must love being called to the stand. They're going to have to come in and authenticate that video, right? And now they're going to have to try and get that video another way because we've seen so much altered video out on the streets and in the courtroom that who can believe that it's even accurate, not inverted, not altered in some way, not AI generated. Thanks on top for your super sticker. Thanks, John Baggs, for your super free 10. I'm a YouTube replayer due to my Boston University trash man job starting at 12 a.m. Melanie, you never skip a beat and go over everything of my poor state of Massachusetts. I love your help and guidelines. Thank you, Johnny Baggs. Johnny Baggs in the chat. And thank you for your Boston, I think I said Boston University, Boston Union trash man job. Union strong. You go to work at midnight? You do the midnight to 8? God bless you. And I hope you make lots of really big tips. I always tip my garbage guys very well for the holidays because they are so kind. They take whatever I put out there. They really do. And they deserve it. They deserve all the tips. So Johnny, I hope you get a lot of holiday tips. I have a cat that's banging my door down right now to get fed, but somebody else is going to have to do it. Hello. I said the cat needs to be fed. I have a cat who knows how to knock. Legit. The cat has like an extra thumb or something, and she's a tuxedo cat, and she knocks on my door when she wants something. It's hilarious. Okay. Breaking news. A drone just flew into the thing. I don't know nothing about a drone. I mean, I've got the Zoom up. We're just waiting for it. Unless they gave me the wrong number again. Which is possible. You do? You have a tuxedo cat too who knocks? That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, as far as I know, it didn't start yet, unless they gave me the wrong number again, which is quite possible. And it's not 3 o'clock yet. Somebody said somebody was live and they were streaming it already. It's not even 3 o'clock yet. Hey, chat. What, if any, degree does Trooper Joe Kinematics Paul hold? Dr. Russell has 16 plus years of higher education, post high school, probably more than Trooper Paul's lifetime education. Oh, I'd bet. I'd take bets on that. Mother of a cat says, my cat can open our doors, but she hasn't learned how to close them. My youngest thought it'd be a really great idea to teach her how to toilet train the cat. And bought this crazy thing off Amazon that like goes over your toilet seat. And, needless to say, nobody ever trained the cat how to do it or use it. I don't even know if it works, but if anybody has done it and it actually works, let me know, because that'd be great. That'd be great. It's an indoor cat. She's an indoor cat. She doesn't like to go outside. And so, litter boxes and such things need to be cleaned. It's not my favorite thing to do. Yeah, Moogod is like, yeah, I would give anything for my cat to use the toilet. I know. Tell me what you think of these drones while we're waiting. Tell me what is going on with these drones. I heard some like theory that they are looking for some sort of like radioactive smart type thing. Don't use any words in the chat that YouTube's not going to like. You have a neighbor that toilet trained her cat. Does it work? Remember Jinxie? Remember Jinxie the cat from Meet the Parents? And Jinxie knew how to flush the toilet. Oh, Jinxie was a great cat. Wow. And then somebody else knew someone. Look at this. Denise has a friend who trained her cat to use the toilet. She's doing it for 20 years. That's crazy. Ray Mail said, when I was young, we had a cat that would ring the doorbell. The undecorated dude has a friend whose cat was toilet trained. So it's worth trying. That's hilarious. Look at all of these people whose cats use the toilet. That's crazy. Okay. Back to the drones. The theme says they're testing our defense systems. I guess we'll see. Those darn ducking dimwits, aka Kelly, says they are scaring me. Amy says Trooper Paul has an associate's degree. Moon Goddess says they really don't think anything about the drones except for more people putting them up. They like their attention. Somebody says mass hysteria. What drones? Some of them have like crashed. You said they're mistaking planes for drones and some are drones. I don't know. I don't know. Other people say same. Drone issue is mass hysteria. One second. She's banging on the door and I'm live right now. So can you do it like now? When mommy says do something, could you just like do it? Like now? Like it shouldn't be like when I feel like it, right? Am I wrong? Am I wrong about that? Hank Brennan's regret with a $50 super chat. Thank you so much. When was the infotainment data due to be completed? I thought they went to Texas on the 3rd and said it would take 5 days. Seems weird. We have not heard anything. That info will be very telling. I don't know if it's going to be made public. I don't know. Did they say 10 days? I thought they went on the 2nd. I thought the date was like the 10th. Let me check the docket while we're here, right? I mean, I only stalk this docket like, 10 times a day. And then I have like amazing behind the scenes volunteer paralegals that, help me and send me things. Let's see, Superior, Norfolk. Oh, I don't want to go to Plymouth. I mean, it's crazy that I know this docket number by heart. Or hot. Let's see. Everybody smash the like button or I'll turn off the air conditioning, please. Yeah, the last thing that was filed, which was not even logged into the docket until 12/12, was the opposition of Boston Magazine and Gretchen Voss to the Commonwealth renewed motion for records, which was filed November 26th, but was not on the online court docket until December 12th, which is a weird, I don't know, maybe I got lost in a pile on someone's desk. Nothing else has been filed since then. So that's that. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to hear about it. I don't know if we're going to hear about it unless it's like attached to a motion or unless like the Commonwealth exchanges it. But if they're both privy to it, it may not be exchanged. We'll see. We will see. Thank you so much for your super, super generous super chat. Hank Brennan's regret. And I'm sure you are regretting every single day. Okay. For those of you who are redirecting to other channels who you think are streaming here right now, that's not, first of all, can you hear the sound?
Hello. Good afternoon. Attorney Bederow is on the Zoom. Attorney Bederow, can you confirm that you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Fabulous. Thank you.
We're gonna get audio.
Can you see the picture?
It's the bench.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it's my. Are we all set, counsel?
I just
Hello,
want to
hello.
file a couple of things, Margaret.
Okay, just one moment, please.
Motion that you mentioned in your inquiry is one that was heard at sidebar last time, but I'm
Okay.
going to want to hear it sidebar again. And I just mentioned that because I don't know about
This is the side.
Attorney Bederow, whether he's going to be able to hear it, whether he's going to be able to respond without it going through the courtroom.
He is not going to be able, if it's at sidebar, he's not going to be able to hear.
Okay.
That's a limitation of our webinar. Please make a oral request if you want it sealed, if you want the transcript sealed, if you approach the sidebar.
Kick me if I don't get it in place. I know it's hard through the bench.
Can you hear me, Mr. Cosgrove?
You sent me today.
You're a little muffled, but I heard you.
Okay, I assume for the sidebar, he's talking about the issue that we addressed at sidebar the last time?
Print out the email I sent.
It sounds like it, yes.
Okay, well, Mr. Bradl can handle that, that's fine.
Kevin, is that heater going?
Yeah.
Could we turn that off, just because it's like white noise? Do you mind? I'm happy to, I can turn it off if you want. Thank you. Thank you.
There's no video yet.
Stay.
4,856 people in the chat. We need some more likes, please.
Anything else filing today?
I do have a notice of appeal, which I'll find in 1 second.
Okay.
Oh, here, let me just. Oh, okay, there it is. Here we go. All right, there you go. Thank you.
This was supposed to be Judge Krupp today, but it's not.
Thank you.
Notice of appeal, what are they appealing? Maybe it's Katie Rayburn. I know, I thought it was supposed to be Krupp. It does sound like a crackling fire. It's like the U log. It's like a different judge every time. God save the Commonwealth.
Before the court numbers 3 and 4 on today's list, Commonwealth versus Aidan Kearney, 23 CR 313, 24 CR 43. Mr. Kearney is present and represented by Attorney Bradl, who's present in court, and Attorney Mark Bederow, who is present via Zoom. The Commonwealth is represented by Special Assistant District Attorney Robert Cosgrove. Matter is on for various motion hearings. If the parties could please identify themselves for the record.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Robert Cosgrove for the Commonwealth.
Okay,
Hello, Your Honor. Timothy Bradl on behalf of Aidan Kearney,
all right,
person for the record.
okay. Mr.
Yeah.
Kearney's here. Good afternoon. And
Now I
Mr.
hear Judge
Bederow,
Krupp.
you're on Zoom, are you?
I am, yes, Your Honor, good afternoon.
All right. Before we call this case, this is going to take a little bit of time. Are there any other cases that need to be heard today? Nothing else. Okay. All right.
Everyone else is just watching. He sees a lot of people in the courtroom.
Natural order to things here.
My thought, Mr. Bradl. Thank you very much, counsel. My thought, Judge, was that, I filed a notice of interlocutory appeal on Your Honor's, ruling on the suppression. And I filed in connection with that, a motion to stay the taint team procedure until the single justice can either accept the petition, deny the petition, refer it to the appeals court or the full bench, which I think would probably take, into about mid-January, Your Honor. And for the reasons that I cite therein, and I
Let me read it.
Sure.
Just handed it to me just a minute ago.
And on that point, Judge, I don't expect.
Let me just read it. Let me just read it because I'm gonna.
Yeah.
The crackling is like a Yule log for real. So we're in court. Judge Krupp is there. Bederow is on Zoom. He's the only one with the video on. So when he talks, then we get to see it. Bradl's in the courtroom with Aidan. They filed a notice of appeal on whatever the decision was on the suppression motion and a motion to stay on the taint team procedure pending the appeal of the suppression decision. I've not seen that decision. If any of my paralegals are here that have it, could you email it to me? Love you.
Have you had a chance to take a look at this, Mr. Cosgrove?
I have, Your Honor.
Okay. Is there an opposition to it?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Bradl, I hear you on it.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. So, Judge, it's really just a balance of harms issue in your discretion that, the government is poised to further search through Mr. Kearney's remaining devices, wherever they haven't searched yet. And, there's very important things in there. There's about, Mr. Kearney has about 5 or 6 other matters in which he has attorney-client privileged communications in his devices. He has journalist source material. That's really the reason.
But I see, what the next step is to get a taint team protocol. That's what we're going to do today.
Sure.
Either you have an agreement or you don't have it, and I'm going to enter an order.
Yep.
Okay. I haven't seen any opposition from you to the taint team protocol proposed by the Commonwealth.
Correct.
So I assume there's no opposition. I should
Well, he's
enter it.
staying. He's asking you to stay it.
With respect to this motion to stay, all you're doing is seeking to stay the taint team.
Correct.
Right? I see no reason to do that because the DA is insulated from receiving any of that. You want to go up, you think you have a meritorious appeal, you'll take your crack at it.
Sure.
And if it gets stayed by the appeals court or a single justice, it gets stayed. But you're no more harmed by starting on the taint team process than not.
I do have a response to that aspect of it, Your Honor, is that, there's some very sensitive journalist source material in these devices. We're not sure, we don't know, we don't have an inventory of what they've searched, what they haven't, but, my client receives source material from many people, and the
question is, how are you harmed by starting on the taint team protocol, which is to have the devices searched for privileged material, and you'll give a list of keywords that have to be searched, and there'll be essentially 2 people that'll have access to the devices and the data before you do.
No one, including a taint team reviewer, should have access to a journalist's confidential sources, Your Honor. That's our position. These people are civilians, police officers who volunteer information, whistleblowers who give my client information about all sorts of people. And in this particular case, Judge, there's a very important issue at stake, which is that that's what the taint team is for. That's what the taint team is for.
He's saying we don't trust the taint team
is going to
either.
review these devices for that kind of information. Now, there's a question as to whether the taint team is set up for anything other than the attorney-client privilege, but you're going to give a list of names and sources or other things that you want segregated from the Commonwealth. That is to say, the Commonwealth can't see, and that process ought to begin, it seems to me, and there's no harm in beginning that process. Certainly no harm to your client or sources.
Well, Judge, the harm is that people have, given Mr. Kearney very sensitive information, and here's the important part. about these very same investigators that are gonna look in his phone, that are gonna try to look in his phone.
The
Yeah.
proposal is retired Judge Macy and, I forget the other person, the person named Bederow. I assume that neither one of them are involved in this investigation. Is that correct? So this material is not going to fall into the hands of the very police officers that you're talking about. It's going to go to the taint team initially, and it's going to be controlled. Taint team is going to be controlled by the court, and you're at some point going to have to review the work of the taint team.
The problem is there's never been a judicial review of the journalist issue. There's never been a pronouncement from an appellate court.
So if there is any journalist issue, if preventive medicine's taint team protocol covers First Amendment sources, we're going to have to tee that up. That is to say, it's going to have to go to a taint team. You're going to have to specify who the sources are, or whatever else, whatever keyword we have to figure out. That's going to come before the court, and the court's going to have to make a determination about whether that should or shouldn't apply. Okay, right now, you're proposing to have me adjudicate something in a vacuum. I have no idea if there's source material on there. I have no idea if there's anything on there. Okay, and
Mr. Kearney has provided in past pleadings, Your Honor, an affidavit to that effect, and I can get that to you. It's probably buried, 20 documents back, but I'll get that to you. But there is an affidavit in the court's record about what's on these phones. And just, while I'm on that point, Judge, we have asked for the phones back a number of times, and I can show you that too, but I don't think it's determinative in your court's ruling about the suppression. But the idea here, Judge, is that, well, first of all, I appreciate you narrowing the issue to just who gets to see these source materials. Should a taint team person see such sensitive things? Let's say a police officer that works with these investigators that are chomping at the bit to get into my client's phones. Let's say that investigator works with these people and is a whistleblower about certain misconduct that may or may not have been reported on yet, or it may have been reported by Mr. Kearney already in a confidential way. It may be a future story. Whether that should be looked at by anyone else hasn't been litigated, Your Honor. And that's the part of this that's so important, that needs a full hearing and needs review by an appellate court, that, that these source materials are dangerous and sacrosanct. And Massachusetts, as I know you know, is kind of behind the 8 ball on protecting journalist material. There's no statute. There's meager case law that I gave you last time. It's nonetheless, the First Amendment protects journalists. The Pentagon Papers case, Your Honor, protects journalists. There's sort of a piecemeal quilt of protection. And I think it's about time, and this may be the case, where the SJC, the single justice, or the full bench can say journalist materials need to be protected, Your Honor.
Full bench,
we know that attorney-client things are not quite as sensitive in terms of somebody putting their career on the line, putting their life on the line to give information to a journalist.
We don't know that for a second.
Well, it could go either way. That's really more to the point, isn't it? That we have to figure it out. And, people risk their jobs, people risk everything to blow the whistle on corruption. And that's what Mr. Kearney receives time and again. And his track record, you may not like it from one perspective, but from another perspective, I know you're a fan of the First Amendment, and Mr. Kearney has an unmatched track record of scoops, of revelations, of uncovering corruption. That's why he's sitting here, Your Honor. So these are incredibly important issues that to ask for 30 days to have a single justice evaluate the same arguments I'm making to Your Honor is really not a ton to ask. It's just some time to allow me to get the briefs to the single justice, let my brother respond, and let's see if we can actually generate some important case law, some appellate precedent
Right
that
on.
can give us some guidance on what to do in this situation and to give some protection to journalists.
All right, let me hear from Mr. Cosgrove.
What's 30 days when they've had the phones for 14 months, right? What's another
Just
30
two
days,
brief
Judge?
comments. One is it may be that an affidavit setting forth all of this has been filed somewhere and I've missed it, but my memory fails me as to seeing this so far as I recall. These have just been representations of counsel who I assume have not been through Mr. Kearney's materials.
Kearney, you know
The
it
other thing
is.
I would say is this is not a promising interlocutory appeal by
How do
the
you know?
usual
This
by the usual
SJC
standards.
is expanding your rights in Massachusetts,
One
and
of the
we
most
read
significant
about it.
factors is whether any harm can be remedied in the ordinary course of appeal.
That's what I was gonna
And of course, we know that if there's a failure to suppress something that should be suppressed, that's classically something that can be remedied in the ordinary course of appeal. So I don't think, candidly, that Mr. Bradl's chances of an interlocutory appeal are particularly good.
It doesn't matter
And for the
what you
reasons
think.
Your Honor has articulated, I don't see that we lose anything by going forward on the
Tell him
taint
you've had
protocol,
his
because we're
stuff
talking about,
for 14 months. What's
frankly,
another
a
30 days,
several-month
Judge?
process before anything is even turned over to the Commonwealth. I would suggest that Your Honor deny the motion. I'm happy to hold off for 4 or 5 days. If Mr.
4 or
Bradl
5
wants to
days?
appeal Your Honor's denial of his motion to a stay to the single justice, to give him time to do that. But I think the proper action is to deny the motion.
This is how you remind
For
me.
the reasons stated previously, I agree, and I'm going to deny the motion for further, to stay further search pending interlocutory appeal.
Denied.
So just so I have it right, your position, you're holding, your fact-finding, Judge, is that those source materials and attorney-client privilege materials will be protected through the taint team protocol?
We're about to get to the taint team protocol.
Okay.
We're about to get to it.
All right.
I endorsed the
Bederow,
Commonwealth's
speak.
revised proposal for examination of digital materials, docket number 53 in docket 23313, back at the beginning of this month, that the court will take up this motion at the hearing today, 12/17. The parties will discuss the proposed protocol in an effort to resolve any differences before the hearing. Any opposition to this revised protocol shall be filed by December 13. Did you file an opposition?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so I should adopt this proposed protocol?
Your Honor, we have,
Did you discuss it with Mr. Cosgrove
we did, excuse me, Your Honor, sorry, we did.
after the last hearing?
Yes.
Okay,
So we talked about, or I raised 3 issues, Judge, that are not covered by the government's proposal. The first was that whether other privileges would be honored by the taint team through keyword searches, and I think they will do that if we're giving keywords to them that involve journalist privileges and so on and so forth. Obviously, it's impossible to give keywords about source materials without ringing the bell. So, you know,
the keywords are disclosed to the court, right? And the court's going to provide them to the taint team under this protocol.
Right, so you can see how problematic it is that there be generated a list of keywords that are potentially related to source material.
Right.
So, you know, that's one of the issues that we object to. The second issue that we want to deal with is that the government is specifically excluding from potential search terms any communications relative to the attorneys in the Karen Reed case. And we would object to that, Judge.
Because there's an attorney-client privilege between the attorneys and Mr. Kearney?
Well, there's a joint defense issue, Your Honor, that they're both.
So it would predate any jeopardy to Mr. Kearney. So communications with them predating any jeopardy to Mr. Kearney would not be covered by a joint defense. It would only be after Mr. Kearney was charged that there would possibly be a joint defense.
Well,
right?
It's a little more complicated because we know that he was under investigation
Somebody's phone is
along
on the
with
courtroom.
Ms. Reed without any resultant charges. So we would contend that does fall under the umbrella.
Hang on one second.
It's got their ducking phone on. Is it the judge's phone?
Go ahead.
We would just contend, Judge, that the Karen Reed issue is a live question, whether or not there's a joint defense umbrella on that.
Do you have a joint defense agreement?
We don't have an agreement, but there's an implicit, there's been an ongoing long-term implicit mutual assistance and mutual defense that I myself have been a part of for a long time, and Attorney Bederow has as well. And it's an issue that is not able to be worked out.
I really have no idea what that is. That means, are you asking me to make any particular, let me ask you, on the first issue, are you asking to make any changes whatsoever to the proposed protocol? I'm looking at the motion, which is docket number 53, indented paragraphs numbered 1 through 10 on pages 4 to 8 of that document.
Judge, what I would ask, Your Honor, is that you give us a little more time.
No, today is the day.
No.
Today we're doing the taint team. I specifically ordered it 2 weeks ago. If you wanted to submit an opposition, you could. You didn't. So I'm going to act on this now, and I'm
Why didn't they oppose it?
backwards to accommodate you here, not having filed an opposition.
This is Judge
And
Krupp.
I'm hearing you on any potential changes that you are suggesting need to be made to this protocol.
Well,
But I'm not hearing any specific ones.
We filed a motion to stay.
And I denied that.
And he
Right.
thought it
So the
would be
next
granted.
question is,
I am now asking for time to respond to some of the more detailed issues.
that's denied. Okay, I set a schedule for dealing with the protocol 2 weeks ago, and it was to do it today. So, hearing no specific proposed changes to this, I will adopt the proposed protocol.
Well, take a 5-minute break and
I'll need
think
to
of
get
some
a copy
changes.
of it in Word form so I can adapt it into an order. So if I can get docket number 53, maybe I already have it in Word form in some email someplace, but I'm going to need it
I'm sure
in
I
Word
could
form.
copy to the
Okay.
clerk.
Kevin from South Boston should call into the Zoom. Maybe that's who was on the phone. I like
Okay.
this judge normally, you guys.
There
Everyone's
was a
hating on him in
motion
the chat.
to
but-
compel Rule 14 discovery that was filed by the defendant, and 2 weeks ago, I entered an order that required the parties to confer about that and to let me know in writing by last Friday if there were particular requests that were sought. I don't believe I saw a letter requesting any additional discovery.
We have conferred on that,
Okay?
Your Honor. Two things. I did file a motion for a protective order with respect to some
We just,
discovery responses to that I'm prepared to,
they haven't
So
turned it
there's-
over yet.
I got the Commonwealth's notice of discovery on December 10,
right.
and there was a motion for protective order regarding communication produced in the Commonwealth's notice of discovery of December 10. That's how it's captioned.
Yes.
And I signed that back on December 10.
All
Is
right.
that what you're referring to? Maybe it wasn't docketed in the signed form. I don't know.
I think it probably wasn't docketed, or
Let me just give this to you and make sure this is the right document that you're thinking of.
it sounds like the right thing.
I agree.
Yes, thank you.
They
There
were
is
hoping the
something
judge would.
docketed as docket number 55.
I'm not going to interrupt because I can't pause this.
Need
We'll
a
talk about
copy
it
of this,
after.
Mr. Bray. I know you saw the original. Did you
Yeah.
receive a copy of it endorsed?
No, I don't believe so.
All right, so you folks can take a copy of that today. We'll get a copy for you.
Probably a flaw in the way I filed it, Your Honor. So in any case, I'm going to turn all that material over to Mr. Bradl.
Okay.
I'm aware that the court has executed the order, and I thank you. There is additional discovery involved in terms of the search of the iCloud for the district attorney's records, and search of some of the employees of the district attorney's office, which is in progress at the moment with the Karen Reed team. I have conferred with them and will provide them with additional search terms that are specific to this case.
This is the so-called Proctor discovery?
Yes, and also some of
Proctor.
the other offices that are involved. Most of the search terms will be identical to those that the Reed team is using, because with one or two exceptions, the alleged victims on the indictments that are before Your Honor are the witnesses in the Reed case. So it comes out to the same thing, but there are a few additional names. I'm going to submit that. Once the search has been done, I will review all of the documents and turn over all the Rule 14 material to my brother. I expect that's going to take probably another 3 weeks.
Okay. And you have a date in January for another hearing
January
on
10th,
the issue with respect to Mr. Mello.
Yes. And with respect to that, Your Honor, I have to tell the court that I don't think Mr. Mello's health is going to permit him to attend that hearing.
He's not, they want
So
it.
I don't know what Mr. Bradl wants to do, whether he wants to try and go forward without Mr. Mello.
He needs to be a
Whether he wants to
witness.
get another date, or whether he wants to use it for some of these other issues that we've talked.
Is this your motion, Mr. Bradl? I don't think I went back and read that motion. What are you seeking to do?
Yes, there's a motion to disqualify Mr. Mello for a host of reasons, Your Honor. And that's been pending for a long time.
I thought so.
So
When did you file it?
9 months ago, 6 months
Yeah.
ago.
Okay.
And then since
And
my filing.
it's opposed?
Yes.
But Mr. Mello was not able to get here and is somehow impaired,
That's correct.
okay?
Right.
Since
Why
my
can't he
original
zoom
Do you
in?
expect him to try the case? Or that he would be involved in the trial?
He's a witness.
A lot depends on
He's a
his
witness.
prognosis, Your Honor.
Okay.
So at this point, I could not
can't.
say one way or the other.
He's been
Whether
texting
Mr.
with.
Mello is going to continue, whether the district attorney is going to find another person, or whether I'm going to wind up doing it. I couldn't say it at this point. I'll only tell the court that I'm proceeding as if I'm going to be the trial attorney.
Why does it matter to you whether he's disqualified?
Well, he's a witness, Your Honor.
Did you read the papers,
We
Judge?
originally filed a motion for other reasons, and, they're readily apparent in the record there, Judge, and, I think it's just going to belabor the hearing for me to get into that. Part two of that, as that motion was pending for months and months, it became apparent that Mr. Mello is a witness in the case, and he's been communicating with the complainants on his cell phone exclusively, and he's definitely going to be a witness. And we filed, again, papers to that effect. That's part two of the disqualification motion. That's probably the low-hanging fruit on it. The easy way out is that he's a witness. And
Okay.
Did you read the papers,
You want me
Judge?
to leave the hearing on for January 10?
at a minimum, we can address some of the other issues that are coming up in terms of discovery on that date, Your Honor. And if maybe Who knows? I don't know what his health situation is, Your Honor.
Well, we have 2 weeks in that, where very little is going to get done at the end of December. Does that give you enough time? Does that give the DA's office enough time to deal with the iCloud issue and the documents with regard to others in the DA's office?
I think I'm going to need 3 weeks anyway, Your Honor.
Yeah.
I think we'll have some business to attend to that day if you want, Your Honor. We'd like to just kind of keep the ball rolling. If
We can leave it on. We may have things to discuss about the team's work, because if I enter this order today, we're gonna have to figure out things like, has it been abided by? So we're gonna need stuff from you to make sure that the team process works, and there's a schedule for that.
Your Honor, if I could just backtrack for a second. I filed that motion under the optimistic assumption that it might be acted upon the last time. And I think there is a date in there for compliance in one aspect by Mr. Bradl that will have to be amended. I'm sorry,
At least when he stops talking, the
I
crackling
take
stops.
that back. I was thinking of the motion filed subject to impoundment.
Okay.
I'll save that.
Yeah, I don't
for-
see any dates. All the
A little
dates that are in the team protocol proposal all seem to be keyed off of the date that the order is signed.
Very good.
Okay? All right, you're on for the 10th. Anything else?
Yes, I'd like to be heard on the motion Mr. Bradl requested the last time that we were heard on at sidebar. I'd like to be heard on it at sidebar again, and I'm going to ask that conversation be impounded.
Oh. More sidebar shenanigans.
This is the request to vacate the court's order of September 27.
Right, and adopt a new proposed order.
Okay. All right, I'll see you at the sidebar.
Well, this isn't going very well. I don't want to interrupt them because they can't pause the stream, but they're going to sidebar for a second. So it seems to me like Bradl was counting on the judge granting the motion to stay pending his appeal on the denial of the suppression motion. And I did we go over that? Did anybody email it to me? Do we have a copy of it? So what Bradl and Bederow did was make a motion to stay the taint team protocol procedure from being instituted pending the appeal of the decision on the motion to suppress. The judge said, no, I'm not going to stay it because you can just start with the taint team, start the protocol, and then, they'll just not look at any stuff that you say is privileged because of your keywords and such. And Bradl's like, yeah, no, because my client's a journalist and his sources are in there, especially whistleblowers and things like that. And it's very dangerous and sacrosanct, he said, Your Honor. It's about time that the SJC made some new law to come in line with all of the other states who recognize a journalistic privilege, because as you know here, Your Honor, in Massachusetts, there is no such thing. Bradl also said, we also want to protect any communications between Aidan Kearney and the attorneys in the Karen Reed case. And the judge said, oh, so are you claiming that there's some sort of an attorney-client privilege between Aidan Kearney and the attorneys in Karen Reed? And he said, well, no, except for the fact that they were co-defendants in that the Commonwealth tried to indict them on conspiracy charges, and the grand jury did not return a true bill. That was back, I believe, in March of 2024. You can correct me in the chat if I'm wrong on the dates. They convened a grand jury. They attempted to indict Aidan and Karen as co-defendants in a conspiracy to intimidate witnesses. That was in February or March of 2024. Even though in New York, Saul Walkler famously said, you can get a good prosecutor can get a grand jury to indict a ham sandwich. Karen and Aidan were not indicted. And this judge, Krupp, said, okay, well, are you saying that they fall under the joint defendant umbrella? Is there a joint defense agreement? And Bradl said, he really didn't have an answer for that. And then the judge was trying to discern whether anything that was predating any possible jeopardy of Aidan and Karen as co-defendants could be discoverable. And he's suggesting some keywords in this taint team procedure protocol. Unfortunately, Bradl did not file any opposition to that motion regarding the taint team protocol because he was relying on the judge staying that motion pending the outcome of the appeal on the motion for suppression. You can't ever rely on the fact that you think a judge is going to do something. You got to oppose it. And if you don't oppose it in writing, you need to be prepared to argue in writing. To argue orally while you're there. Anything that you disagree with regard to whatever was in this motion for their taint team protocol, which maybe there was nothing that he disagreed with anyway. Maybe the protocol was okay with him as set forth in this motion that we have not gone over together or seen. So that is a very real possibility. Then there's a motion to compel, as you know, the Commonwealth to turn over Morrissey's emails, text messages, things like that. Some of the stuff was turned over. No, I'm going to correct that. Has not yet been turned over because the judge said, I have that here, but I didn't sign the protective order. So once I sign this protective order, then they're going to turn it over. That's the document that we went over before this Zoom hearing started. Bederow's on Zoom. That's the only video that we got. He said hello, and that was it. And so now they're talking about other things that they want, like a search of Marcy's iCloud, the DA's records, the employees of the district attorney's offices, emails, any Proctor discovery. And apparently, we have just learned that Ken Mello is in poor health, that he will not be able to come back to this case, that Cosgrove is going to be deemed the trial attorney for this case. And Bradl was like, yeah, well, we've already said he needs to be disqualified. And then the judge was confused, why do we need to have him disqualified? And if Bradl was kind of I would have been hello, have you read the papers, Judge Krupp? Because 9 months ago, we moved to disqualify him because of his personal ties with, and perhaps conspiracy with, the not so confidential informant, Kate Peter, Tully, Lindsay Gattani, and Mello, all on their private cell phones, texting each other about such things that may or may not have been designed to entrap and or conspire together to do such things as bring these charges. Mello's proof of life is still outstanding. Hi, Talia, the bus stop juror. Yeah, it is. Although they just said he's ill, he won't be able to come to the January date, which is the date where I think it was supposed to be the trial date. They were going to put Mello on the stand. Mello's a witness in this case now. He has been communicating via his private cell phone with Kate Peter, Lindsay Gattani, Tully, at least. And there is no way that he should be trying this case. He needs to be a witness. And that date is supposed to be what? What did they say? January 10th. They were supposed to come back for that. And now it has just been revealed for the first time. Ken Mello is in poor health and he will not be able to make it. Why he couldn't make it on Zoom then or any other time, I don't know. But now they're at sidebar discussing some other things and stuff. And so I need to come to you, my chat, to answer your questions and to help you understand. That is right. Brian Walsh allegedly chopped up his wife discarded her remains all over the county in trash bags and various dumpsters. And his phones were extracted, and he got them back the next day, in addition to his kids' iPads. They have had Aidan Kearney's cell phones and other devices since October of 2023. And this has been going on for that long. And that's what the motion to suppress was about. Bradl and Bederow were like, yeah, no, they should not be able to use anything from his cell phones because they've had them for over a year. They lied and told us they did not extract them when they actually did. And so now you want to talk about a taint team? It's really wild. They're in sidebar right now, and this little beeping and crackling is going to make me insane slowly. It's like a water torture. Publier Dumont says, I'm not going to lie. I agree with the judge. If they had the opportunity and chose not to file, right, a response to that motion, the judge is well within his right and following schedule. I always liked this judge. It's hard when you're only hearing it audio only. But again, how can we trust anybody in the purview of the Commonwealth? I'm not saying the judge, but anybody like a taint team. Somebody like, who's this Judge Macy? Does anybody know? Stephanie's explaining to those in the chat who were probably asking that a taint team makes sure that privileged conversations aren't released to the Commonwealth. That's what they're supposed to do. And Bradl's like, yeah, but it's dangerous because, the people that he was actually, investigating are like the cops assigned to, the Norfolk County DA's office. Sue says, I expect an emergency appeal being filed today where Bradl stays the decision of today. I would expect that as well. He may have one of his people drafting it as we speak, and everything's e-filed nowadays anyway, so nobody has to actually physically go to the courthouse like in the old days. Letter Rose by Bederow says, I understand the judge is ruling, but after months and months and months of asking for his devices back, they lie and say they're pristine. Yep. Defense asked for a week and denied immediately. No, I know. I mean, listen, the world is watching. You guys, the world is watching. AT says in the emergency appeal, we'll have an emergency motion to stay. Right. Exactamundo Fonz. Haley Hope says, I hate to say this, but is it possible, like they're wanting to delay in hopes that Mello won't be here to testify any longer? Like I said, Haley hopes. You guys are always saying what I'm thinking. And I don't know. All right, they're back on. Thanks, Haley, for your super chat. I'm going off for a second.
Okay, anything else today?
Hold on.
Everything the Commonwealth wanted to cover, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Bradl, anything else?
All set, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we'll see you January 10th at 9 a.m.
All right.
January 10th at 9 a.m. And that's it. And I'm looking at Tommy. Tommy's in his car, so I guess he's not going to be outside the courthouse. So I guess he's not going to be outside the courthouse. You guys have thoughts, comments, concerns? Is this one of the judges that Marcy emailed once Taza wants to know? No. Those were the judges that were all in Stoughton. And in fact, with a straight face, they tried to say in their opposition to this, well, that email from Marcy to those judges had nothing to do with this case. It had to do with the fact that there was perhaps a mole in the office. Can you hang on 1 second? Because I have a kid calling me. All right, hang on. Can you guys hang on 1 second? Okay. No, it is not one of the judges that Marcy emailed. It is not. It is Judge Krupp. I guess the first person that we heard speaking, that the female that I thought was Judge Rayburn, was not. That must have been the clerk. Somebody assaulted Tommy. I don't know anything about that. Right on said we will never know. All right, actually, he is outside the courthouse now. So let's go back. If you'd like to see what's going on over there.
Papers in a fucking skinny
Hey,
popcorn bag.
with the language on my
I'm not
channel.
even kidding you. I wish I
can't.
could have taken a picture. He literally, his
Okay, I'm gonna wait for the attorneys to come out because I get demonetized over that after I've been on with you all day. Where did they get? Oh, there's Esty. Hold on, maybe.
oh my God. Gone way beyond this.
A lot of people are saying that.
Gotta go. It's like they got everybody out of the geriatric unit of the nursing home and let them out for the day and said, here, relive your past.
Wow.
Oh, hi, Jonathan.
I know. I was, I had to put my head down. I was giggling.
Jonathan says Judge Rayburn rotated out of Norfolk County, FYI. So there's that. Debbie's wondering where the phones are and who had access to them. If anyone who ambulance drivers said because he's investigating the district attorney, right, which is another reason why they shouldn't have to turn him over. Or the taint team would be a problem. Olivia says this is wildly prejudicial to Aidan. Literally no reason for them to be holding onto the physical devices. All they need is the forensic image, which can be downloaded in hours. Why are we still here? Agreed. That's what they did on Brian Walsh. They downloaded his phone in 24 hours and gave it back to him. He's allegedly a murderer. Sarah in shock and horror says, Judge Krupp is the most fair and unbiased judge Aidan has had to this point. Refer to the last court date from a few weeks ago for those the hearings on. I know, I agreed. I agree with you on that one, Sarah. Mudrucker says, why do I not trust that the Massachusetts taint team isn't sharing things on the sly? Oh, because we already know that they talk on personal phones. They think can't be traced. Yeah, so there's that. Kathleen pointed that out as well. Walsh killed his wife and got his cell phone the next day. That's right. Letteros by Bederow says, I understand the judge's ruling, but after months and months of asking for his devices, they lie and say they're pristine. Defense asked for a week and denied immediately. No. Well, we can expect probably an appeal coming here, but let's see. Let's see what Bradl says when he comes out of the courtroom. Oh, I'm going to take your kids' calls because, you never know what they need. You never know what the kids need. Thank you. Thank you, KJ Colorado Proud. Love Shack says, no, the phone is with the court. Aidan got a zip drive last time. We thought he got his phone back. Maybe he even thought he got his phone back because it was in an envelope, but he didn't. They still have, or did he get one phone and they have other devices? I don't know. Bello Ange says the world is watching and they're making fools of themselves. Yep. Mm-hmm. Sandy says that's exactly why they'll never get him back until the Karen Reed case is over because of who Turtleboy has info on within the DA's office. Yep. This is true. And we didn't get to see any video. All we got was audio, except for when Mark Bederow said hello. Do you guys want to hang on so we can see them coming out of the courthouse? Let me know. Thank you, Justin, for the cash app. You are so very kind and generous. Thoughts, comments, questions, concerns? Do you guys want to hang out and wait for him to come out? They're saying that Grant was listening in on Sidebar. Oh my gosh, you do? Okay. All right. We'll hang out together for a little while longer. All righty. All right. Oh, it'd be a great thing to talk about in the meantime. It would be a great way for you guys to support the channel for free. For free. It doesn't cost you anything. If you do your regular Christmas shopping, because I haven't even started my Christmas shopping yet, you shop through my Amazon link. You don't even have to buy the things that I recommend or have on my Amazon list. But if you just shop through my link with your regular stuff, for your regular stuff, it helps the channel and it's free. It doesn't cost you any more. The link is below in the video description. And also I can find the link and I can drop it in the chat. Or if one of the mods happens to have it, they could drop it in the chat as well. It's a great way to support the channel. Costs you $0. I know you guys are probably on Amazon constantly, like I am. Like they come to my house like 3 times a day. All right, so we're waiting. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah and Shock and Horror. Yeah, so if you just click on that link and then just do your regular shopping. And for all of those people, oh, you got the concealer that I liked and you loved it. That's amazing. Scott almost done with his shopping. Scott, really? You're almost done? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You want me to you want me to recap? Oh, I gotta go through my notes again. Can anybody do it in the chat quicker and faster and more concise than me trying to read my own chicken scratch in the dark? Oh, tape and patterns on the ceiling and push pins. That's from this morning's Long Island serial killer conference. All right. So first thing was that Bradl said that he's filing a motion of a notice of appeal on the suppression motion. That was apparently denied. We don't have a copy of it. I don't think we've looked at a copy of that suppression order because I don't think we have it yet. Recaps are not available. It's like people who come into the chat like, I'm late. What did I miss? And they expect you guys to recap everything. But no, I'll totally do this since we're just waiting for him to come out anyway. Bradl filed a notice of appeal on the suppression order, which apparently was denied. Oh, wait, here's Tim from Canton TV. Hold on. Let's see if he has anything to say.
What's that? Water bottles. So I thought it was. Oh,
What a hero.
So, guys, there's my bus.
Is he a bus driver? I didn't know that.
For what?
I want someone to yell out, "You wrong, you wrong." He filed a notice of appeal on the suppression denial. A motion to suppress everything in Aidan's phones because they've had them for 14 months and they have not yet, even they lied about extracting them, etc. Then he filed a motion to stay on the taint team procedure because he said we're going to appeal that order on the suppression. You said that we can't suppress anything that they've had these phones for 14 months and lied about extracting them, et cetera, et cetera. So we don't want to agree to any taint team protocols or procedures. And we want to stay on that motion until the appeal is heard in 30 days. Judge, all we need is 30 days. Judge said no. Then the judge said, did you oppose this motion for the taint team protocol? And Bradl said no, because I think Bradl thought he was just going to agree to it like any other judge probably would have done. And he said, well, you may not have such a great, you can take it up if you want, meaning take it up on appeal, but kind of like good luck with that is where he was going. And that's when like Bradl went off like, listen, judge, just like I know that there are no protections in the state of Massachusetts for journalists. And it's about time that the SJC made some case law protecting them, protecting journalists and reporters who live in who are located in Massachusetts, who report in Massachusetts, just like the rest of the country has, Your Honor. It's time. So, just give us 30 days. He said no. Then they agreed he's going to have to agree to that taint team protocol because the judge granted it. And then they wanted to exclude some things from the taint team, like give them keywords and stuff and things they should be looking out for, like things that are privileged. A taint team is somebody like a retired judge who goes through all the communications of Aidan's phones and then excludes all the things that the other side shouldn't have, like privilege, things like attorney-client privilege, communication. And they're arguing journalistic privilege, which doesn't exist in Massachusetts. And Bradl says, but that's really dangerous because all the people that he's investigating, like whistleblowers and, law enforcement who work for the DA's office, these are things they should not be able to have. And so I'm just looking to see if anything's going to happen. And so I don't know, he's taking that under advisement or something. They're going to let some retired judge maybe look at the phones. And then they're talking about other things that the Commonwealth is supposed to be turning over, like Morrissey's emails and all of that kind of stuff. And they have some stuff. We looked at a discovery dump that they did earlier on the 10th, but they didn't turn over the stuff until the judge signed the order, the protective order, which he actually did today. So there was that. Then we also learned that Mello is in very bad health and will no longer be on this case. Cosgrove will be the trial attorney. And the new date is January 10th at 9 a.m. And they were expecting, I know that Aidan's defense team was expecting that at that time, Mello would be called to the stand. And he would be a witness in this case. But now he's in very bad health. I've been asking for proof of life on him. Is that Lindsay going out?
Hey, why'd you try those in it?
All right, I'm not even going to put that on because if people are yelling at her, it's a bad look. I can't with this. Let's see if they have anything to say.
Aidan, did it go as you expected in there?
Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah, basically. Yeah, definitely.
Now what? What's the next step?
So there's already a procedure in place to protect Aidan's sources and privileged conversations. And so we're not concerned about that. We just wanted more. We just wanted the judge to let us get to the SJC and litigate these issues. Because we really need an appellate decision on this stuff. So we're working on that. We can still appeal. It just means that this protocol is not stopped while we appeal.
Right.
So, and again, the protocol is designed to protect everything in Aidan's phone from the wolves out there who want to get at it. So it's, we were going for the kind of the brass ring here, but we got it. It is where we want it to be anyway. And we're still going to appeal. We're still going to try to get some case law made about protecting source material, protecting the First Amendment, protecting Aidan, so that people who, give him this sensitive information can be confident that he's not going to get, bundled by the cops and forced to give it up. I mean, that's stuff right out of Stalin, right?
Thanks, Tracy.
So anyway, thanks, guys. Thank you.
The most important thing that came out today is that Tim and I and Attorney Bederow had a long meeting with State Representative Nicholas Boldiga, and we discussed how he will be crafting legislation to overturn the witness intimidation statute, and there will be public hearings held on this because it's blatantly unconstitutional for a statute to exist that says that your speech is no longer legal if somebody subjectively says that they are experiencing emotional harm because of it. So that's
to protect journalists.
That's to protect journalists.
He's going to file another statute to put something on the books to protect journalists and source material and sources. So that was very encouraging.
So none of this would be going on if this statute didn't exist. It's unconstitutional, and we're going to overturn it one way or the other. Yeah. So
what about Mello?
What about your guess is as good as mine? I don't know.
He's gone.
Weekend at Bernie's. I don't know. Like he must really want to stay on.
And his stuff in a plastic popcorn bag.
You noticed that? It was a popcorn bag.
Anybody else notice that?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you guys for coming.
See you later. Take care.
All right. If you could give Seeking Justice with Tommy and Boston Mike a like for letting us restream their feed outside the courthouses, that would be amazing. And isn't it ironic, don't you think? A little too ironic. And yeah, I really do think that if Aidan Kearney is the reason that case law is made in Massachusetts and journalistic privilege becomes an actual thing in Massachusetts, wouldn't that be so ironic? Sure would. And if his case was also the one to change that witness intimidation law, wouldn't that be ironic too? Because we've learned, as we did, I don't know when I did that stream, Sunday, we talked about the SJC's decision that they came out with on Friday on a different case, which expanded First Amendment rights in Massachusetts. And we've also learned not only is the SJC, the current panel, willing to do such things, they're also willing to rewrite and revise jury instructions. So there's that. That would be so cool. Thank you, Tracy Russo, for your super chat. And now I must go and be a mother. So thank you all for coming today. Thank the moderators because they are what makes this channel a great place to be and a great place to hang out. Thank you to everyone. Smash the like on your way out. That is the cool thing to do. Hit this like and subscribe button because it's free. Make sure you set all notifications so that you will know when I go live because you never know when that's going to be. And also be kind to each other, will you? Stay cool, stay kind, stay classy. It's really not that hard. It's really not that hard and you guys can do it. You guys can rise above. You guys can be better than all the rest. Go out there and compliment 3 strangers today. You never know what your kind words could do to change the course of someone's day. Peace out, my friends.